Okay. Sit. Good. So make sure when you're practicing this with Sally that you have her sit and she waits until you give her permission to go to the mat. And this is the way you give her permission. Make sure the leash is loose. Tap her chest with your right hand. Say, go to your mat. Down. Good. Very nice. Good. If she didn't go down when I said down, or if you say down and she doesn't go down, all you have to do, keep your back straight, drop the leash out of your left hand, and step on the leash with your left foot, and then she'll feel that signal, and then she'll go to the correct position. And when she's in the correct position, she can start getting rewards. Good, just like that. You don't want to feed her on the mat like this. You want to feed her like overhand. Good, and she eats it off the mat like that. It requires more self-control for her to be rewarded that way, so that's why we do it that way. And we just do this for 5 minutes every single day, sometimes more. If you're in a rush and you can't do 5 minutes with her, even if you just do 1 minute with her and you just do this stuff that you're seeing right now, that'll be good. Good. And what this is this develops a really high level of focus on you when you do this with her over time, and it'll affect how she behaves with you out in public or in other situations where she gets overly excited. Good. Because you're building a more calm dynamic in your relationship doing this exercise with her. And notice I'm just walking around her all the way. I'm still holding the leash. Rewarding her. Good. Going around the other way. Make sure she's good on both sides. Oh, good. Sometimes the treat gets stuck to your hand. That's okay. And now we're going to do harder stuff. Like at our front door, we're going to practice opening up the door. And this is really good for dogs like Sally that get overstimulated and want to rush through boundaries. This just makes them even more calm at our front door boundary or your front door boundary. Good. See, when I reward her, everything is really slow. It's not super quick. I'm not moving fast. I'm moving slow. And Sally has to calm herself down to match my slower speed. Good. So now let's try harder stuff, which you can definitely do. I'm going to close the door and go out of Sally's view. When you're going to go out of her view, you can remind her what you want her to continue doing. So I'm going to say down. Good. And if you come back and she's down, then she can get a reward. Good. Now I'm going to go out and knock on the front door. Down. Good. Good. So she's good with that. Now I'm going to go knock on the windows. Down. Good. And she did good, so good. She gets rewarded for doing good. If at any point she ever made a mistake, you would just, let's say you came back and she had popped up, you would just say no. Let's say, I'm going to release her, but let's say she made a mistake. Okay. Let's say she made a mistake. Okay, come on. She's like a little speed car. You would just say no, hold the leash like so, reset her. Okay, bring her back to the mat. Tap the brakes a little bit so that she doesn't end up collapsing off of it. You want her here. And then she went back, but the most you'd have to do is that move, and then she'd end up going back. So that's how you address a mistake, and mistakes are good. So I'm actually going to go out of the view of the camera. I'm going into a different room back here. Down. I'm coming back. Good. So now, good. She's focused. She's been rewarded in the correct state of mind. And we're going to end this exercise. The only way, I'm actually going to open up this door when I release her, which you'll see why in a sec. But there's only one way that this exercise ends. It's when you decide, when you end it. So we're going to stand next to Sally, pat her legs, and say, okay, sit. Good. And then I'm just going to throw in real quick this front door thing. Good. And then, okay. And then we're done with our little exercise. Okay.